One. Hey guys, Ben here, and today I'm going to be talking about some of the worst rated cars for crash tests ever. And yes, that's my dog. No, I haven't done anything wrong, this isn't an apology video. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, I've done a bit of research, like, always good to do. So I've got all the things down here. I'm going to be talking about all of these cars. And hey, part 2 pretty likely to happen if you guys like this video. So go on, do that right now. Anyway, first up we have the 2005 Fiat Punto. This is the Generation 3 Punto, and it's known as the first car to ever get 0 stars from Euro NCAP. Now, you better remember what NCAP is, because, you know, they're going to pop up quite a bit, because they do, well, especially Euro NCAP, do most of the cars ever released in Europe. So hey, I'm gonna just tell you quickly. They rate cars on crash effectiveness, and they've been there, and also they talk about how to make cars safer, that sort of thing. Euro NCAP stands for the European New Car Assessment Programme, hence Euro NCAP. But anyway, back onto the Fiat Punto. Euro NCAP says that its no-star rating has remained even after reassessment because of low scores for crash performance, and in current day it lacks safety technologies such as autonomous emergency braking. And this is a model that went up until 2018 and it never got that. Also, it got an occupant score of 51%, so you just about squeaked over the halfway mark, so you might not die. It only got 43% for children's safety and a 52% for pedestrians. So statistically, you are more likely to die if you're in the car having an accident than if you're getting hit by the same car. And also, it's quite worrying that it's only 43% for children, as the Punto is quite an ideal car for fledgling families and young drivers. So, you really want that to be a lot higher. I know a lot of people who have Puntos as first cars. And also, no, in the present day, it was reassessed by Fiat Research, who do a lot of work with Euro NCAP. They're based here in the UK, and they're the only NCAP licensed testing ground in the UK, in fact. Fun facts with Ben. But it has remained with its 0-star rating, even with Fiat Research's investigation, as it lacks, and this is a quote, fundamental passive safety systems such as side airbags, and apparently, according to them, offers poor whiplash protection. So maybe those insurance scams were right. But in the same time frame as this Punto was released, there are a few generations of Polo released, which are quite a direct competitor. And the one that came out when this generation was released scored 5 stars. And it had an adult occupation rating of 96%, a child rating of 85%, and 76% for pedestrians. So maybe the Punto did something, right? Bristol's law. But that's not the only Fiat on this list. And this is just a quick selection I've made. And then I've researched a lot of it. Now, coming up in 2018, only 4 years ago, we have the 2nd gen Fiat Panda, the Gen 2 Panda. Even in the current day, this is still a model you can buy from Fiat. Go check their website. Fiat is still getting 0 stars for certain models. The old Panda got 4 stars, which was released at the same time as the other Punto. So why didn't this car get 4 stars or higher? Well, in all of the categories, it scored under 50%, with a shocking 16% for child protection. Again, this is worrying because, again, young drivers and fledgling families are a very big market for these cars. These are lower priced, small hatchbacks and city cars. And it's the lowest rated car in its category. It's reported by Fiat Research again that most troubling is that the Fiat Panda is seen as a good choice for young drivers and fledgling families. But the only safety technology fitted were seatbelt reminders, and the rear system failed to even meet requirements, and it wasn't even rated. it seems Fiat Chrysler don't do their best at making safe cars. Even the Jeep Wrangler that they released a couple of years ago, the new one, which is also made by Fiat Chrysler, only got a 1 star, and in the IIHS test, rolled over. Next up, we have a very, a car that you might know, since you're into cars probably, based on who's watching this video. The Great Wall Steed, China's greatest pickup truck. The 5th generation, released in 2009, is very popular, and the international versions seem to lack basic safety features. The Chinese-made pickup may not even have airbags, depending on your location. Your NCAP Global used the African the version sold in Africa. It didn't have anything. Allegedly, it scores a 0 star, which I truly believe, and lacks safety features that are basic necessities, that have been basic necessities for at least 10 years. So things such as anti-lock brakes, electronic brake force distribution, airbags. How is this legal? And this is actually a trend. The Mitsubishi L300 rigid body, which was also released in South Africa, also got 0 stars, because contrary to its name, apparently, according to your NCAP, and I'm going off the memory now, it didn't live up to its name and folded. That's something you don't see anymore. Cars like getting folded in crashes. That's something straight out of the 80s and 90s. If you're still doing that, you've got to step up your game. But going on from that, we have an older Euro NCAP test, the 97 A-Class. Due to this being a test from the 90s, not everything's assessed. But even without though, it only got a front offset score of 73%, which actually for the late 90s isn't that bad. Like, hey, cars in the late 90s were still folding off. But only 73%, an overall score of 77.26, sorry about that, of 37. It is infamous for the footage of it absolutely failing the Moose test. I bet you've seen this footage. They try to do the Moose test, which is basically a test of how well a car can swerve and avoid obstacles, and it gets up on 2 wheels, and if it wasn't for the driver being quite good, it would have just rolled onto its side or completely over, it actually quite looks like, because it's just bum, bum. But I love that diagram, by the way. But that's pretty bad. But again, newer versions of the A-Class are pretty good. That's going to be it for this video. If you want to see a part 2, you know what to do. But thank you for making it this far in the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I did quite a bit of research for this. Not tons, so I can still put out videos on a reasonable time frame, but just enough where, you know, it's not factually incorrect to the best of my knowledge. Hey, that's what you can always strive for. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bella's down here enjoying some of the fun. I hope you liked your video. See you in the next video. Bye. Touch the lens.